everybody, Lisa Knox, owner and founder of Knox Law Mediation, where we serve the Florida community through the practice of family law based right here in good old beautiful Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm excited to bring you all this topic today. We're going to go over some interesting words and phrases in terms of art that's used in the practice of family law. But before we get started, let me remind you that this is just an educational video. This is not an advertisement of any kind. I'm just trying to share information for our community. Now, if you have a family law issue or if you need to contact a family law attorney, please do so. Feel free to contact a family law attorney of your choice in your area. If you're not sure, or if you don't know of a family law attorney, please feel free to contact us and we'll guide you in the right direction, okay? All right, but let's jump into it, all right? So let's talk about common phrases, terms of art that you're going to hear in family law. One of the most common phrases that you're going to hear is best interest of the child. And to be very honest with you, a lot of people get confused about what is the best interest of the child and how that's defined. Now, in the state of Florida, there's a statute that literally lays out the factors that the court considers when thinking about the best interests of the child. Factors such as, what were the regular routines of the child? Who did those routines with the child? If either party or the parent is able to keep the child in a drug-free environment, or, if there's safety concerns, if there's domestic violence issues, if there's violence issues across the board, things like that. But we also look at the best interests of the child sort of broadly. Keep in mind that a lot of times when parents, especially when they're thinking of the times that they're going to pick up the children or that they're going to have time with the child, a lot of times parents want to make it based off of what their schedule is and what their wants are. And while that's something to be considered, overall, it's based off of what's in the best interest for the child. So sometimes, a lot of times, oftentimes, a court will find that it's not in the best interest of a child to have to drive 2 hours to school in the morning and 2 hours back to the other parent's house in the afternoon. So that's something that's considered. What's in the best interest of the child? It may be in the best interest of a child that they're with, one parent every weekend, simply because of based off the parent's schedule, the child still needs to spend time with the parents and so forth. So what's in the best interest of the child? So that's a phrase that is often regularly used. Another phrase that is regularly used is time sharing. Oftentimes people want to use phrases like custody or visitation. State of Florida doesn't use phrases like custody or visitation when they're talking about the time that a child spends with one or the other parent based on the parenting plan. The phrase that pays and that's used in the state of Florida is time sharing, because that's essentially what the parents do. The parents are sharing time with the child and each other, okay? Parenting plan, let's talk about that. The parenting plan is literally a document that lays out all the specifics, and the more specific you can be in a parenting plan, the better. I remind people all of the time that the parenting plan, it's literally the enforceable contract agreement between the parents. So the parents can say, hey, this is what we're going to do based on this parenting plan. But if they decide to deviate from it, not a problem, as long as they both agree on the deviation. If they don't both agree on the deviation, then whatever is in that parenting plan is what will be done. So that's another reason why, pro tip, it's important to be as detailed and explicit as possible in the parenting plan. Another phrase that you're going to hear quite often